I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing is that it doesn't matter how you play. You can play with 11 men up front, and if you win like that, then you win.
Here we go. Welcome to the Pompey Pod with Mike, Dan, and Holly's back this evening. Good evening, gents.
Good evening, Mike. How you doing?
Good. Very good. And 3 back-to-back, 3 wins in a row. That's a better way of putting it. That's looking good, isn't it? It's giving us a nice little cushion above the relegation zone, something we didn't think we'd have just 3 or 4 games ago, which is amazing. We will talk about the QPR game in just a moment, but before we get to that, I've heard a rumour that subscribing to our channel makes you a physically more attractive person. Why not do that? I don't know if it's true or not, but why take the risk? Subscribe to our channel anyway. Yeah, exactly. There you go. We have proof. We have proof that it's true. Let's get straight into this QPR game. It was cagey first half, wasn't it?
It was cagey. Yeah.
And pretty dull
Very
as well.
bitty first half, wasn't it? Yeah, bitty.
Was there a single? Did either goalkeeper make a save? I can't remember a single save in the first half. I can't remember a shot of.
No, Schmidt had that one that he did a big sticker book save for, didn't he? When he did a big dive to his left and sort of plucked it out the top corner, but it was fairly routine. That was one I remember.
Okay. Even now you say that, I still don't remember that.
Yeah. Ogilvy had that one over the bar at the end in the first half.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
I'm sure there was another probably half chance, but I can't remember.
Probably our best chance, wasn't it, Ogilvy's one?
And his header. He had that header, didn't he, Ogilvy, early on, but that was actually offside.
Oh, yes.
Where Murphy crossed it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all flooding back to me now. Yeah. But we made up for it second half, straight out of the blocks, and 2 quick goals. Josh Murphy just seems to be getting better and better, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I think he's just got that knack, hasn't he? Of he's either going to cut inside and shoot, or he's going to go around the outside and put in a decent cross. And he's got 2 decent feet.
Yeah, I think it's just the fact that he can whip in a good, like you say, with both feet. He's getting some really good crosses in now, which we lacked for a while. I think we said that quite a lot last season, didn't we? We had. I know we had Kamara and Lane, and they both had good seasons, but there were times when we could have whipped that ball in, got a good cross in, and it didn't happen. But yeah, Murphy's sort of really getting some good ones in now, isn't he?
And I think we were all a bit critical of him at the start of the season as well. The first, I don't know, half a dozen games or something like that, he wasn't really turning it on, was he? But now he just seems to be settled in that role, and he's just taking it on, really.
And I think when he does, like when he scored, you can always see when he does something good, he's suddenly really good for sort of like 10, 15 minutes. It's almost like it gives him a boost of confidence. And I just wish he would run at people more because he's so quick. And defenders hate that, don't they? Somebody just bolting towards them.
And especially when you mentioned Kamara and Lane there. The thing with Kamara and Lane, both of them would come inside, wouldn't they, and try and get a shot off or kind of do more of an in-swinging cross rather than beat the defender. You generally rely on the overlapping defender to get the kind of out-swinging ball. But with Murphy, it must be a nightmare for defenders because they don't know which way he's going to go. And I think it was was it the first goal where the defender actually ended up falling on his arse, I think, because Murphy kind of went to go on the outside, then cut back inside, didn't he? And obviously hit it into the far corner. And their defender ended up on his backside because I think he just got a little bit kind of disorientated. But yeah, it's good. Like Tolly said, it's a slow start, isn't it? Really slow start from him. But last half dozen games or so, he's been excellent, hasn't he? Yeah, by really far our best player.
Yeah.
By a long, long way.
He's just got to make sure, though, that if he does try and run at the defenders, he's just got to make sure that Ogilvy is behind him and not in front of him, and just in case he loses it.
Yeah.
We talked about this before, didn't we? The tactic seems to be at the moment, though, that Ogilvy is kind of coming inside and almost playing as a an attacking midfielder.
Didn't he get
kind of
caught
getting himself
offside
into the
once
box.
in the first half against the QPR? He was caught offside, wasn't he? In like first 15 minutes or something, Ogilvy?
Yeah.
We had that header that
Yeah.
was offside. I think
Oh, was that the one?
he probably did get. He is pushing up a lot. I thought he was really good as well, Ogilvy. Just changing the subject slightly. Thought he was.
Yeah, I thought he's. I think he got a lot of criticism, didn't he? And I think I'd probably criticise him early in the season. Particularly, I remember the first 10 minutes against Leeds. He had an absolute mare, didn't he? It just seemed like just completely lost. But he seems to have adapted his game, and obviously he doesn't have the pace, but his work rate, you could never doubt his work rate. He'll put his head anywhere, wouldn't he? A little bit like Devlin.
Yeah.
But just recently, it just seems like players can't even go past him, do they? He's obviously adapted himself positionally.
Mm-hmm.
And and again, him and Murphy down that left-hand side just look excellent, don't they?
Yeah, very good.
Really, really good. Really, really good. So, 3 in a row, 9 points clear of the drop, up to 17th in the league. Considering we spent most of the season in the bottom 3, this is kind of, it's almost like you get false sense of security mix. You think, okay, we're looking all right now. I think we're going to got a bit of daylight between us and the drop zone, but it's Pompey.
Well, yeah, but we have got that cushion now, haven't we? And from a negative point of view, you can afford to sort of lose a game, maybe even 2 games, because teams like Plymouth, Derby, and Luton, even if we're losing 2 games, they've still got to win 2 games at the same time to get anywhere near us. So,
and we've got all of those teams to come at home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, with the exception of Luton. Luton's the only one that's away, isn't it? But Luton's form lately is horrendous, isn't it? Whether it's home or away, their form is just all over. It's just it's non-existent. Whereas, like you say, we've got to play Hull, Plymouth, both at home. Oxford have got a really tough run in as well, so you know they could be in a bit of trouble. They've obviously dropped a little bit lately, but I don't know. It just seems as if Derby can't buy a win at the moment, can they? Luton can't. So Plymouth, Hull, Cardiff are probably your ones that are in the biggest trouble, I think, aren't they? Maybe Stoke as well. Not sure what their running's like, but I think it's looking all right, isn't it? It's looking all right at the moment.
It is.
Luton haven't won away in 26 games.
Jesus.
26 away games is their non-winning streak.
Some of them, I suppose, would be Premier League games, wouldn't they, where you can kind of excuse it to a degree. But you'd have thought. I'm really surprised by Luton because they didn't. I know they lost some key players, but they've still got a lot of good players, haven't they? And their players seem to be better than a bottom of the league team.
And never seem to snap out of that shitness either, do they? They've not gone any run at all where you thought, oh, there they go. They've strung a couple of wins together. They're going to be all right. They've literally been down there all season, and they all near enough.
They started the season badly, didn't they, with that 4-1 defeat against Burnley, and it just seems to have never really recovered from maybe the relegation. So before QPR got themselves back into it, we had another goal disallowed. What was your views on that? Thoughts on that? Did you think that was right to disallow? It was kind of Bishop had a little bit of a kind of tussle with the keeper.
I haven't seen it back, but at the time we were sort of looking at Bishop, and I don't think he did anything. I think it's just one of those where you just give it to the keeper, don't you? Oh, we must have touched the keeper. The referee was really poor anyway, I thought, on Saturday. Just so many fouls that he could have given, but mainly against QPR, just fouls that he just waved on. And he had that arrogant attitude again that so many refs have down Fratton Park. And I wonder whether it's a conscious thing where they think, oh, yeah, I'm going to Fratton Park where the fans are really vocal and they try and get on your back. So I'm deliberately going to be blasé and ignore stuff and just wave stuff away. But yeah, and Bishop did a disgusting tackle virtually on the final whistle, which should have been a red card. It was right in front of us on their defender, which was filth, and he just got away with that. The referee didn't even give anything. So yeah, but yeah, I don't think it was a foul. I didn't see any replays. So did you see?
Have you seen it, Tolly? Have you seen the replays?
It's difficult. All of the angles that I've seen are very difficult to see exactly what's happened. But I guess, I mean, we know what Bishop's like, and I think he's very good in that situation at being a bit sly, isn't he, and being a bit kind of gamesmanship, perhaps. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a foul there, but it certainly wasn't an obvious one. And it's one of those where you got to ask, well, would they be given that in the middle of the field? Probably not. But because it resulted in a goal, it kind of, I don't know. It was soft, I think.
Yeah, it was really soft. Bishop kind of put his hand out, didn't he, towards the goalkeeper, and I don't know if he made any contact, but the keeper just had an absolute mare, didn't he? Just like flapped it. And then flapped it towards who was it who put it in? Was it Richie? Can't remember.
Richie, yeah.
Yeah. Shame. What did you think of their goal? Did you think it was a foul on Ogilvy? Yes.
Well, first time I did. At the ground I did. And then when I've seen the replays, I find it surprising that Ogilvy didn't even jump because he's so good in the air. He's he's brilliant in the air. He wins 95% of his headers. So I don't quite know why he didn't jump for that, and I think he made it easy for the guy. I think
it's a nice finish, wasn't it?
Last week against Cardiff, that sort of just stayed flat-footed, which is surprising.
Do you think? I think he might have just misjudged it because, like you say, he's normally really good in the air, isn't he? Just whether he just misjudged it and kind of got caught underneath it somehow, but it just looked. I didn't think it was a foul. I think again it's a little bit like the one with at the other end of the keeper. If it's just soft and not a lot in it. Not a lot in it at all.
In it.
You told us about a new chant that's going around, Dan. Do you want to share?
No, I did not. I did nothing of the sort.
Do you not want to share the Terry Devlin song to the tune of "Don't You Want Me"?
No, thanks. Fill your boots. You know the lyrics.
Where did it seem to originate from? Fratton End?
Yeah, definitely the Fratton End. Yeah, but then it started filtering around.
And people were picking up on it.
Yeah.
Going, oh, this is good.
I didn't fancy it though. Like I say, I like Terry Devlin, but I don't want to refer to him as a baby or as my baby.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah.
Finally, in that game, I suppose the one negative, obviously it's 3 points, but the one negative or the multiple negatives are the amount of players that left the pitch injured and one player who obviously didn't leave the pitch and just kind of, it's like old school, isn't it, with old Matthews just limping around up front.
Yeah.
Just, oh, bless him, he looked like a wounded gazelle or something. Been shot in the rear. He battled on. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know if that does more damage, him staying on and what the situation is there, whether it was just a knock, so therefore they thought he could just carry on. But if that was a muscle injury, sure, that's going to make it worse, isn't it?
Ankle, I think Mousinho said.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think they said he's going to be all right, but he certainly didn't look it because he couldn't even run, could he?
No, he was in really bad shape, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then obviously we had Atkinson, Swanson, and Isaac Hayden all went off injured.
Well, that's
Swanson, I've been looking out for news.
Done for a year, isn't he? Now, because that's what happens to Swanson when he has an injury. That's him done now.
When he has a good little run of form, gets an injury,
and
he's done for What about? Have either of you heard anything about any of the others?
No.
Hayden's all right apparently.
Okay, that's good.
But and I think they said Atkinson's not as bad as they first thought. But how many times have we heard that with Pompey? It's not as bad as we first feared. He's going in for a scan tomorrow, so we'll see. Oh yes, he's lost his knee. Yeah, that's what they said about Lang, wasn't it, at first? Yeah, it didn't seem as bad as Shock season. Oh, he's out for the rest of the season. Brilliant.
Yeah, okay,
so we'll see.
So what's the back four going to look like? It's on Saturday then. Towler,
Pack,
Devlin, and Ogilvy.
Yeah, it's a shame though, really. After we've had, because I just think that's losing Shocknessy as well. But mind you, Paul came back and did well. Yeah. But I just don't think he has that. He's good on the ball, but he hasn't got that height and presence as that Atkinson and Matthews and Shocknessy have.
And Luton have got some big forwards, haven't they? Like Cole Morris and Adebayor, they're big lads, aren't they? So physically, that could be a tricky one, I think, at the weekend. So what do you think? What do you think he'll do? Because obviously you've got two options really. You've got either you put Pack back in there, or you put Towler in alongside Paul. What do you think he'll do?
I don't think you can put Towler in alongside Paul, since Paul's only come back for whatever he was on for, 60 odd minutes. I think you've got to put Pack back there. I don't think there's any option unless obviously any of the others are fit.
No, Paul's got to start though, hasn't he? Surely.
Yeah. I think you'll start Paul and Pack together, will he?
I think that's what it'll be. Yeah, I think he'll put Pat back in there unless Matthews has made a recovery.
Yeah.
Unless he decides to put Ogilvie in there and put new boy Bramall on the left.
Could do, yeah.
Could do. Yeah, it's a good option. Good option.
He doesn't do that, though, does he, for some reason? Even though Ogilvie is a sort of centre back, he doesn't put him in there, does he?
We've never had another left back cover though. We've never had left back cover though, have we? Until Bramall came along.
No.
It's definitely an option, isn't it? We shall see. Other good news, don't know if you've seen this, but Colby Bishop has signed a new contract or contract extension for 20. Most people very, very pleased with that. There's a couple of the usual nonsense. Well, we're just giving him a contract extension. He scored 3 goals in 19 games. It's like, come on. But anyway, yeah, I'm pleased with that. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll get back on it next season. I think this season's been a bit of a
news.
Stop-start for him, isn't it? Obviously, but yeah, I think he'll be raring to go again next season.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. And there's still, 12, 13 games left. 12 games, isn't there, left this season? So still plenty of time.
Yeah, Tolly's going to keep putting a 5 on him to get a hat-trick.
At 66 to 1.
Yeah.
Does anybody know what's the situation with Potts? Is he still injured? Bear in mind, again, that was a minor injury. Yeah, it's now 3 games he's missed.
Yeah, but we seem to win. Even though he's one of our best players, we seem to win when he doesn't play. Yeah, I don't know.
There hasn't been any word, has there? I wonder if there's something going on behind the scenes with West Ham that we don't know about.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. Anything else that we haven't discussed?
I would like to point out, or just kind of maybe mention, a story that Neil Allen wrote, I think today or yesterday, about some of the criticism we've been getting from the managers of the teams that we've been beaten. We've been called a rugby team. We've been called direct.
Dark arts.
The dark art. So yeah, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on that, especially since the last one. What was the most recent one was that we were direct and we were just lumping it up, despite the fact that we scored 2 nice goals that were played along the floor.
Yeah, go on. Well, I would say the long ball, when they say we're a long ball team, yeah, I'd say that we've definitely turned into that this season, and I think we've changed. That was a conscious thing that we changed sort of after the first third of the season. Let's go more direct, get the ball up to them, and then start our press. So I think you can quite. I mean, we get a kick-off and we kick it straight back to Schmidt and he boots it upfield. And most of the time we're going back to him and he's playing it long, whereas last season it was give it back to the defenders and play it out. So I think that when they talk about us being overly physical, I don't see that at all. I don't think we're a dirty team at all, but quite a few, I think they said it, QPR said it. Who else said it recently that we were quite a dirty team? Cardiff,
Coventry said it a little while back.
Coventry said it as well, but I don't think. I mean, Bishop puts himself around, puts himself about, but I don't think we've got particularly dirty players.
No.
So no, I don't agree with that. But yeah, what do you think, Mike?
No, I don't. Like you say, we had to adapt, and the thing is about football nowadays is since Guardiola's been over here, it's almost like every single team has to play 400 passes and play pretty football when you haven't got the players to play it. And it's like, well, you don't have to do that. Southampton have proved this year, haven't they, that they're trying to pass out from the back, and you look at the amount of goals they've conceded by not having the players capable of doing it. Now, obviously, we struggled at the beginning of the season because we haven't got that quality that other teams have got, and it was obvious. The teams were just nicking the ball off us. So we just adapted our style, haven't we? And it's working. I think I do wonder whether that's partly to blame for the number of injuries that we get, because it's such an intense game that they play in for a long period of time. Obviously, most people playing like Lang and what have you were playing 90 minutes every week, and you think Bishop's played 90 minutes most weeks, hasn't he, since coming back from heart surgery, and we didn't really make changes till late in the game. But I don't know. It's one of those. I think the guy at the weekend, I don't know if he was necessarily criticising. He basically said that we knew what we were coming into, and we didn't adapt to it particularly well, didn't he? He just said we knew they were going to be direct. We knew they were going to be high on the high intensity and on the press. And again, if you look at one of their goals, it's similar to the Cardiff goal that we scored. I think it's the first one where they give the ball away to Murphy, and it's like you've got to surely they've prepped to play against us, and the teams that have prepped well, that literally first off, I thought they did quite well. They just broke the lines, didn't they? They went a little bit more direct, but it just led to nothing really happening, didn't it? Whereas if you look at like West Brom, for example, didn't even attempt to play out, did they? It's just kind of like, let's just go straight through, the midfield, and we're screwed. So I don't think it's that difficult to play against, is it? It's just kind of, it is if you want to stick to your principles and try and play out from the back, but more for you.
But yeah, doesn't matter.
It's effective, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's effective.
Sour grapes. Yeah, exactly. It's just finding excuses, isn't it?
Yeah. What would you rather have? A team that plays, attractive football and gets beat every other week, or more often than not, or a team
that has 9 points,
battles hard and has 9 points, or a team that battles hard, loses some, but are now pretty safe on the lowest wage budget in the league.
Yeah, we don't use coaches to get away games because we just use ambulances instead.
Yeah, there you go.
What do you think, Tolly? Do you think it's got legs?
If it has, I don't care. You get the points. I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing, is that it doesn't matter how you play. You can play with 11 men up front, and if you win like that, then you win. You can be criticised for it because you're not playing fancy football, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Got to adapt.
It's not the same criticism from the teams that aren't getting beat by us, is it? Don't really hear it from them. So we will be back later in the week with a preview of the Luton Town game this weekend. But for now, we've been the Pompey Pod. Play Up Pompey. Good. Bye.